Hello and welcome, Amblers, to Amblin' Through Cinema, our podcast where we walk in the footsteps of creative giants every week. Our journey begins with a filmography of Steven Spielberg, where he began his filmmaking career, with a long-forgotten amount of short films and a little TV film called Duel. We are your hosts, Tyler Birch.
Oh, and Crystal.
So, like I said, today is going to be our first episode. So this is going to be you getting to know us getting to know Steven Spielberg, somebody that people probably haven't heard of before. Diamond in the rough, as they call him. So we're going to start out this episode a little bit differently and just talk a little bit about our experiences with Spielberg. How did it start? Where is it going? I guess we'll go ahead and I will defer to Mom and have you go ahead and tell us a little bit more about how you started interacting with Steven Spielberg.
All right. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. We have talked about movies all your life, basically. First, I want to give a huge shout out to Grandpa Ron. He is our grandpa, and he started taking me to movies. I don't even remember, but I'm pretty sure Spielberg started with him. Little film called E.T., but I think I saw Jaws before, but whatever. E.T. was a wonderful film, and it still hits me with the heart light and everything. I'm really happy that he introduced us to movies because I think he took you to your first movie.
He took me to see Harry Potter.
Yeah.
That was the very first Harry Potter.
Yeah.
One of the few ones I remember seeing the first time.
So we wanted to give a shout out to Grandpa Ron and his love of movies and how he shared that love with us. And I shared it with Tyler and Brandon, and hopefully they'll share it with their people. Yeah.
So for me, it's not so much a lot of remembrance how I interacted with Spielberg, because at the point that I came into existence, Spielberg was just, the guy. Everybody just know who he was. If you hadn't seen one of his movies, you were probably just somebody who didn't watch movies. It's hard to say, okay, well, I definitely remember seeing this one, or I remember seeing that one. I remember seeing certain ones for the first time, but I don't remember my first one that I saw for the first time. If I had to choose, it would probably be Raiders of the Lost Ark, just because growing up, we always loved watching that movie, and it was always on the TV, and so... Even
Definitely.
if I didn't know who Spielberg was at the time, you could tell me that was directed by George Lucas, and I would have believed you. Because we always had that in Star Wars on repeat. So
Absolutely.
I would say that would probably be the first one, other than catching, bits of movies that were on the TV throughout the years. That would probably be my first one that I saw. My favorite one, it definitely will be, for anybody who knows me, it's going to be Jurassic Park, because not only is it just a fantastic movie, but it's also about dinosaurs.
What? So. That's your favorite?
Yeah, I know. All these people out there that know me are very shocked right now. So and I remember watching that for the first time, just because my grandma, we went to, my grandma lived in, my dad's hometown, and, where you lived. So it's a square mile town. There's not a whole lot to it. They had a variety store. I went there and I found Jurassic Park on VHS, and that's how I watched it for the first time. And I still have that VHS, I think, at my dad's. So, and that just changed everything. I mean, I'm obsessed with that movie. It's everything to me. So it's very great that he brought that to me, and that Spielberg brought me so many other great things, and things that I don't even know about yet, that I get to learn more about, which I'm really excited about with us starting this journey.
I think I read that he just makes movies about what he's scared of, or what he's gone through. So it's like getting to know a piece of him through each film. And I know one of his main themes is family, especially the absentee father or something, or an absentee parent. So I can relate to that. I had an absentee father for a little while. So I don't know, maybe that's why I connect to him so much through his journey. What do you think? Yeah,
I think so. Definitely. And I think your preferences speak to what about Spielberg really resonates with you. For you, it is that kid that's kind of feeling lost, that needs, somebody that's just going to be there for him. And so he finds E.T. and has to help him. For me, it's just big dinosaurs go, growl. No, it's, it's that feeling of adventure that you get, that feeling of, even with that one, there's family with how, we just watched Jurassic Park in Symphony last night.
Yeah, we did.
And while we were watching the movie, my girlfriend Valerie leaned over and she said, when she saw Alan Grant interacting with the children, and she's like, "That's just you." And so, like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you resonate with these characters. They are very real, and that really speaks to you. So, and I think even things like all of his war movies, for people that have had experiences in that, people that find that to be, like war has always been such a very interesting topic for people. So they get those movies really resonate with them. Intrigue. He really has a movie for everything.
He really does.
Even car chases. If you look for a Mad Max movie, apparently we just realized he has something like that. So
I don't know. I think I may be wrong, but my parents' favorite movie, and this would be my mom and dad, was Duel. I think it was Duel or it was Drive. I would think it's Duel because Duel is better, but
I'm not surprised by this.
I mean, they love cars. Yeah, exactly. I think it was a Plymouth Valiant, which I don't know if that's good in car talk or classic cars. I have no idea.
It's a strong name. I could say that at least.
The Plymouth Valiant, for sure.
I mean, not the Plymouth part, the Valiant part. Yeah.
And the fact that
Plymouth
was red.
it's just a rock. I don't know why you would name your car company after a rock.
I don't know. I guess because it had some kind of meaning. We're jumping the shark, aren't we?
Yeah. We're a little bit ahead of ourselves, but that's just what the nature of this is. I mean, when you start talking about something that you really love and something that I'm really enjoying already, finding out more about. Even when we weren't recording, I just kept wanting to tell you about all the different things that I was finding. And that's just it's a joy. But I guess we should get into it a little bit. Talk a little bit more with some structure in there. So I think we're going to talk. So today's going to be a little bit different. Normally we would do one movie per episode where we would just talk about the movie, kind of put out some facts we found, things that were interesting, the typical review kind of deal. But today we're going to do it. We wanted to really talk about Spielberg's origins, and we can't really talk about his origins without talking about his shorts. Unfortunately, are not that accessible anymore because they were student films or just things that were lost to time. So we're kind of going to talk about them a little bit, not too much, but we wanted to at least mention them for people so that way they knew that they were out there, they knew a little bit more about them. Because for me, I think the only thing I knew about the shorts was the name of his production company came from a short that he made. That was the entire extent that I had.
Me too. I'd never heard of Amblin. Yeah. I had no idea why he named it that. I just thought he liked to walk around and he liked to amble. It was nice to learn that about him. That makes his production company more genuine to me. Yeah,
it's like remembering where he's from. I think that's really cool. And it's a lot cooler than Sugarland Express Pictures. But yeah, so I think we'll talk a little bit about it.
We also have these cool books. They're called Steven Spielberg, All the Films, which I absolutely adored. And then Tyler has an awesome book.
Yes, I got the Spielberg, a retrospective, which goes through every single movie, kind of tells a little bit about his origins. He doesn't have a biography, which is a tragedy. And I'm hoping that he's just being cheeky, and when he passes on, that all of a sudden there's going to be one that gets a release that he had written all this time. It goes through every single thing. It's from a friend of his that was interviewing him throughout his career, so they talk a lot about his movies. He actually did a foreword for this, which means that it's kind of condoned. He's kind of cool with it. So that makes it a little bit more special.
So I believe, now remember, we are not experts. So if we get dates wrong or names wrong or anything like that, please don't hold it against us. So I believe his first movie was Firelight. Actually, he did one for Boy Scouts.
That's what I was trying to find, because I know he did one for Boy Scouts, and that's what he got like a badge in photography for.
Right. He convinced the Scoutmaster to let him do moving pictures rather than pictures. And he got the 8mm from his dad, because his dad was really into gadgets, obviously, and he worked with computers and things like that. Fun fact, his dad was also in the Army, I believe. So that might be where all the World War II movies and such come into play.
Also, if you want to know a little bit more about his family history, watch The Fabelmans, because a lot of that was inspired for that movie.
Yes, and I have to admit, I was not a huge fan because I thought it would be more autobiographical. But then I learned that it really was after watching some of these movies and reading about him. So I definitely feel better about it, but we'll talk about that way down the line. The first movie he ever saw was The Greatest Show on Earth. And he saw this wonderful scene with the train where it collided with a car. And he went home and he wanted train so that he could recreate the scene. And so then he used the 8mm to actually film it. And his mom was like his biggest supporter. And his little closet was his projection room or whatever you want to call it. where he would watch his little films. So I really love how his mom was very supportive of his dream. I think that is the best thing that a mom can do for her children.
Have you seen a picture? Have you seen The Greatest Show on Earth?
They showed a little bit in the Fablemans because they showed him at the movie theater.
You saw this guy's outfit, right? It's Indiana Jones's outfit.
Oh, well, there you go.
Like, if you look at it, even just the cover, you look at it, he's got the fedora and he's got the brown
No
leather
way.
jacket. Yeah, like
Wow.
it's...
Everything is connected.
Yeah.
Everything. Okay, here's the one I was just talking about, The Last Train Wreck. It was 3 minutes long, and that's what he fashioned it after.
Okay.
And he got in trouble with his dad because he, broke the train.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the last gunfight that he made for the Boy Scouts photography merit badge. It was a 9-minute Western that he made.
It looked amazing. I believe his sisters were in it.
He's only 11 or 13 years old, depending on the source.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did Spielberg ever do a Western?
I don't think so, which I'm kind of glad about. I'm not a huge fan. But if he did
I feel like he's got, it probably has done a lot of influences, but I don't think he's done like an actual Western.
Unless you want to call Indiana Jones. I mean, it's kind of...
No, that's more of a pulpy adventure story. Do you want to talk about Firelight a little bit?
Yeah, so I didn't find much about Firelight. I think it was lost. And sadly, YouTube, you guys can check this out. And if you find anything, let us know. But it was like 2 minutes or something. And I think I remember reading that he used high pans and then he reflected light to make the flying saucers, I guess they called them back then. I think he's always been fascinated by UFOs and things because obviously he makes Close Encounters of the Third Kind and E.T.
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds, yeah. I mean...
The movie we're doing this for?
Right. The new movie.
We're doing this. So we're actually, the reason why this all got started was because I wanted to watch all of Spielberg's movies leading up to his next movie that comes out. It's supposed to be currently June 12th, 2026, which is a UFO film. So that's why we're doing this, so that way we can go through each of his films, and then we'll see where we go from there. So that's how this all got started.
And of course, I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. Because we love movies. So that's a passion that we share. So we wanted to share it with you. So the next movie he did, like I said, I don't know much about Firelight. He just...
This is the one where he did the premiere, right?
Yes. Is it the one where... Yeah.
And he made the $1 profit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It had a budget of $500, I think.
$500. Even in the Wikipedia, it says $500 budget, box office $501.
So you know how people put $1 bills up in a frame on their restaurant, because that's the first one? I hope he did that.
Yeah, that'd be great. I really, that would be so fantastic.
So I guess that's when he became a credentialed filmmaker, right?
Yeah, it is his first one that's on
commercial success.
Wikipedia, and Wikipedia wouldn't lie to me. So
well, of course not.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I just changed it, but that's okay.
Well, it's okay because it says that my net worth is $2 million. So.
Are you going to share? I
I guess I could share the 2 million since I actually have 5. So.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, it says here that only 3 minutes have survived. So I'm guessing that's the
probably what
you saw. Yeah.
And some of it was in Japanese. I think it was interesting.
No, it says here that Spielberg has called it one of the 5 worst films ever made.
Well, that's funny. It's for him to say that.
I feel like he's subjective about his movies.
Absolutely. I can't wait to talk about Jaws. But anyway, jumping the shark again. I did that one on purpose. So the next one I think was, by the way, just in case you were wondering, he did make Eagle Scout. So getting all those merit badges really paid off for him. So Scout's honor. So the next one was Escape to Nowhere.
I believe so.
Yeah. So Escape to Nowhere. So kind of watched a little bit on YouTube. I don't know what I did as a kid without YouTube. We just had to make up things. I don't know.
Whatever people showed you on TV, I guess.
Yeah, right. So what I watched on YouTube was, kind of rough, of course. But the thing, so I remembered that in the Fablemans that they had a World War II short film. So I was like, well, maybe it's the same. I watched it and yeah, so it really lined up. So what did you find about it?
Just that it actually is before Firelight.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Escape to Nowhere is 1961. Firelight was 1964.
Okay.
So he made a 40-minute war film, escaped to nowhere at the age of 13.
Okay. I was just kind of riding my bike around Hawthorne at the age of 13, so that's pretty good. And that's Hawthorne, Nevada, by the way, not Hawthorne, California, the home of the One Red Light and the El Capitan Casino.
Film won first place in a statewide competition, made about 15 to 28 millimeter adventure films.
See, even then, people knew that he was a genius with a camera.
He was always grinding.
Absolutely.
That's what I've learned from my little bit of learning more about what he did before Jaws. He was always grinding and maybe grifting.
We won't hold that against him.
Yeah, no, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. And also things were a lot easier to sneak into when you're, it was the 60s and 70s. So,
of course.
Yeah.
So The Road to Nowhere, World War II. What I remember from watching it on The Fabelmans is the last scene. The last scene, whatever the captain or whoever was in charge of the group of young soldiers, he had lost his entire platoon or whatever. And so I remember Sammy, which is Spielberg, I believe, telling him, just kind of saying, hey, you just lost all your friends, all your soldiers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So he was not coaching him, but kind of asking him to dig deep. And that was it was a fantastic scene. Spielberg was so connected to it, I guess. The kid was crying because they were all kids, obviously. The kids were crying and he's like walking off into the sunset, and one of the other actors is like, hey, are you going to tell him to stop walking? Oh, yeah, cut. Because it was so moving. With the other ones, I don't know. It just didn't seem like it had the human element as much. So I feel like that's when he started tapping in, hey, let me see if I can get this out of the actors. So what do you think?
I don't have as much experience with the short films, just because there wasn't a whole lot that was out there to experience, if I'm going to be honest. I vaguely remember that scene from The Fabelmans from when we watched it a couple years ago. And I do remember that really felt like it was it did feel like a turning point where he was starting to be able to tap in a little bit more on directing, what made people tick, where to go from here. So to do that at the age of 13 is pretty insane. So
absolutely.
The only other major one was Amblin, right?
So Amblin. So again, YouTube, thank you. Shout out to YouTube. Watching Amblin is definitely an experience. There is no dialogue. I don't know. As a movie watcher, that was kind of difficult. But maybe he was paying homage to the silent films. I don't know. But at least they had little cue cards. You kind of knew what was going on. The actors did pretty well to convey what was going on. And I wasn't a huge fan of the folksy music, but it kind of helped to guide you along the way. And I didn't care for the ending, but and it was very grainy because obviously it's a little older. The end of Amblin, spoiler by the way, I guess he was a yuppie posing as a hippie, and I guess the girl didn't care for it because he was carrying this guitar case, and I guess it had all his suit and tie and shoes and whatnot, and he's so happy to go to the beach, the ocean, because I think that was his whole journey. And then she just up and leaves him. So maybe that's the abandonment that he felt. Maybe that's kind of what I got from it, because I was like, that's not right. He was so happy and she couldn't share in that, and she got in her own head, I guess. So that was my,
He probably lost a girlfriend at that time or something. Not that there's any truth to that I know of, but yeah, I think it was definitely an interesting experience watching that, especially on YouTube, trying to check everything out. There's no dialogue. You're trying to keep track of what's going on. It's black and white. It was very chaotic. The music was chaotic. Everything about it was. I'm not sure if maybe the whole idea was that not everybody's on the same adventure that you are. Mm-hmm. They thought that they were. They thought they were kindred spirits. They thought they were trying to do the same thing. They were same people, but it turned out that they weren't. They had different motivations. They had different reasons for why they were going to the beach, and sometimes you can't reconcile that. It was hard for me to pinpoint that as a Spielberg.
Really, I know.
Yeah. It probably because there's no dialogue, and your dialogue is really what brings a lot of his films to life. And the music was very different, which is kind of similar to another experience that we had with music being different and kind of just taking you out of the film. So it was an interesting choice. Glad that I watched it because I've always been curious about what it looked like, but also it's not something that I'm gonna go and return to. What,
you're not gonna get the DVD extra? And... Come on now.
I think one of the best things about YouTube is being able to put things at 1.5 speed. So that way.
Now, see, I hadn't thought about that. That made it a little better. I think you told me that you did it at 1.5.
Yeah. Makes more comedic too. So because everything's a little bit more sped out, it's kind of like a little bit like like those old comedy films that you always see, like with like Charlie Chaplin and others.
Absolutely,
they're all just jumping around and everything seems like it's going a little bit faster than it's supposed to. That was the whole experience that I had.
That sounds enjoyable, actually. And I bet the folksy music sounded really funny.
It was interesting. Yeah.
Didn't he win an award for that one?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he won. It was in a film festival. I might be mixing it up with another one.
It was his first commission from Universal to write and direct, and that's how Sheinberg found him.
Oh, Sheinberg.
Yeah.
Sid Sheinberg.
Yeah. So Amblin came out in 1968. Sid Sheinberg, who was the vice president of Universal Studios at that time, when he saw it, he gave him a 7-year directing contract. And that's what started his journey with Universal that he's had for so long. I think including his office being either just off the lot or on the lot.
Oh, I'm sure. From what I read, he snuck onto the lot at Universal and he started carrying a briefcase and like dressing up. This was when he was like almost out of high school, I think. And I think he actually moved into an office and just, that just brings a whole new world to fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Because he was just like realizing or seeding the dream, I guess. Well, you know what? You're not going to hire me. I'm just going to go take an office and go for it.
There's an entire episode of Seinfeld where George interviews for a job and then they just kind of leave it as like a ... and they say, because you seem like you would get it. And he's like, yeah, of course I get it. And so he decides that even though he doesn't know if he has a job or not, he starts on Monday. He goes in and he says, yeah, I'm here. I'm the new recruit. And they say, we have 2 offices prepared. Which office do you want? Well, they probably think that I would want the larger office if I was not actually hired for this job. But then I could probably take the smaller office. I'll take the smaller office. And it's just a bunch of decisions that he makes, not knowing if he's ever actually employed. But he ends up with this office and he ends up being poached by somebody else without doing any work. He ends up losing all of it because it's George Costanza. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that like fake it till you make it. He did that all the way to the end, and then it eventually got him. But it was interesting. It's always an interesting concept. I can't imagine going up and just saying, "Yeah, this is my job," and somebody saying, "Are you sure?" Because I'd just immediately be like, "No, it's not my job. I'm sorry. I don't know why I said that. I'll go ahead and leave. I don't know. I'm sorry."
7-year contract was for TV episodes. He did like Marcus Welby, MD. He did
Columbo,
First
I know. Episode of Columbo.
Yeah. The dude with the lollipop, right? No, that's Telly Savalas. Trench coat. Columbo was a trench coat. Yeah.
I know he did Twilight Zone too. So
yeah.
He did be bopping around a little bit. And that led to his first full film, which was made for TV, which was Duel in 1971. I didn't know what Duel was until pretty much before we watched it. I thought it was literally like a sword duel or something more in line with some sort of period piece or something. No, it's actually man upsets fellow driver tries to hunt him down, and a story of paranoia and carnage and anxiety ensues until it finally ends.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up.
I thought this movie was way better than I thought it would be.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, it was made it has a very interesting history because it was made for TV, became very popular. They released it in Europe, became very popular there. Re-released it in the US after Jaws came out, was not popular here because everybody had already seen it.
On the ABC Movie of the Week or NBC, whatever it was. Back in the day, that used to be, hey, we're going to watch a movie on the weekend. That was a lot of entertainment for people. So having a movie of the week was a pretty big deal back then. This big honking semi.
The semi was semi was very cool. They made it very large, so it made everything way more intense when he has this little tiny car. The semi every time I saw it, I kept thinking that it was the truck from Jeepers Creepers.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it looks like, because the Jeepers Creepers monster, he drives around. I don't know how he drives. I don't know why he drives, but he drives around in this old style car, like old style truck, dark green, grimy. Mm-hmm. Looks just like it's got the imposing grill, and I was just like, this just makes me feel, it may not look like the same, but it just gave me the same feeling of, because when it came, I remember in Jeepers Creepers, when it comes, driving down the road while they're on the roadside, you just feel really tense because you're like, what is wrong with this vehicle? And it just gave me the same vibes, and so I unconsciously just was like, this is the same vehicle, even though it's not even close.
Well, that's good that you connected to it. It gave you the same, I guess they were going for dread or fear, right?
Yeah.
It was so big.
It was. And the thing about the way that they shot the truck that I liked is that they always shot it, almost all of the times they shot it, it was only to see part of it.
Yeah.
It really gave you the feeling of scale, because when you see his car, you see almost the entirety of the car in the frame.
Yes.
But when you see the truck in Duel, you're seeing like you're seeing the grill, or you're seeing just one of the doors, and it just feels like you're right there. It's so imposing.
It really is.
And I felt that throughout the entire movie, which I thought was really interesting.
I know, because it was so simple.
That's the thing too about this movie, is that there's not anything that is in it is as groundbreaking.
No.
He just had a simple story and he just executed it really well.
I think he shot it in 12 days, and it was up in one of the canyons in Los Angeles. But to me, it really reminded me of I-95, Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me a little Nevada feel to it. Made me kind of homesick.
Yeah, because the grade and the desert,
all the sagebrush.
Yeah, I know you said the first thing you said was tumbleweeds.
Yeah. Nobody runs over those without complications.
Yeah. Without tightening your gut, being like, "Oh, please no."
Yeah. What I really enjoyed about it was, and I read about it before I watched it, so it probably would have been better if I didn't know. But you never see the driver. You know, when they went to the cafe, I'm like, okay, I know he's wearing boots. So, you know, they purposefully show you all the boots.
Everybody's got boots. You're like, I like it too, because you feel just as accomplished as he did when you say, wait, that guy's wearing boots. It must be the same guy. And then he looks over and there's another pair of boots, and it just becomes this herd of people that you're like, I don't...
Wearing boots.
Which one is it?
And they all look like truck drivers.
Yeah, they all look the same.
Hat.
Yeah.
They're all sitting at the, it's not a bar, it's a counter at the diner. And this poor guy, Dennis Weaver is the actor.
Yeah.
And he did an amazing job.
This might be my favorite scene of the movie, the cafe, though.
The cafe, absolutely.
Yeah, that feeling. So what's interesting about this one that I really enjoyed was they really conveyed the feeling of isolation. You could feel how he felt, how he was alone out there.
Oh, yeah.
You don't imagine, like, when you're on the road, even though, yes, you are in your car and yes, you are on a road, you never feel like you're isolated because you're always moving towards something. There's cars driving by. And if as I watched it, I said, somebody else would have noticed and there would have been other cars on the road, but there wasn't. And so he kept, and even the fact that nobody ever believed him too.
Oh, I know.
Was so interesting because he's like, do you not see what's happening here? And the school bus, the guy helps the school bus get moving. And making making David Mann look like he's an insane person. When he got spun out and they said, did you see that truck trying to kill me? They're like, yeah, okay, guy.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Like, just the whole idea that everybody around him just didn't believe that this truck driver was trying to kill him. It's kind of like a slasher movie.
Oh, right.
Where the truck is the killer because he's constantly just stalking him.
Yeah.
He does the poses when he was at the end of the tunnel.
Yes.
And he just pulls up.
Yeah, that was such a flex. It was just, he was just sitting there.
He's like, hey, yeah,
hi.
You can finish what you're doing, I guess. Don't worry about it. I'll get you. Don't worry. Which
he was not successful at. Oh my God, those kids.
Those kids, he's like, get out of the road. You got to get out of the road. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm just over here and I'm like, did you never see Pet Sematary?
Gage. Oh my God.
That is dangerous.
It is.
Get out of there.
It was a semi too.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? Don't be like, oh, it's fine. They're cool. They know better. No, they don't know. They don't know better.
They don't know. So also, back to your slasher theory. Okay, so serial killers usually take a souvenir, right? So did you notice what was on the front bumper?
Lots of license plates, yes.
Now, granted, it could be because he travels through all those different states, but I prefer to think that it was souvenirs.
So when I first saw it, I said, oh, okay, maybe because, I'm just like, I was in the 70s. I don't know. Maybe you're required by law to have license plates for every state that you travel through if you're like a professional truck driver, which, is something that's dumb enough that could have been true. But after you told me that theory, I was like, no, that makes more sense.
Right?
This psychopath that apparently all you have to do is just cut him off in traffic and he will follow you for 200 miles and try to kill you would definitely be like, this license plate is mine now.
Yep.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Don't worry at all.
But spoilers, he doesn't get his license plate, does he?
Nope.
That was fantastic.
That was good. I really enjoyed how he baited him to go,
yes.
just to go off the cliff. Of quite a stunt, especially because I read that they only could do it the once.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's all they had.
they had to get it right, and they had to. I think it said that they couldn't get the stunt driver had to wait until the last possible moment.
Yes.
Because it wasn't working the way they wanted it to, where they rigged it so it just drove. So it's like also had that little element of danger that older movies had.
Yes.
Like it was a good one, and I know that they said they wanted like an explosion, which I'm always a fan of an explosion.
Of course.
So I would have been down for it, but I just like the fact that like it's just this normal crash. It's kind of because like it makes me think that these events will go in obscurity.
Yeah.
No one will ever know.
No.
He had his David and Goliath story. He finally was able to stand up to somebody, which was his entire arc throughout this movie.
Yes.
Nobody else will ever know. It was for him a once in a lifetime event, but for the rest of the world, it was just dust in the wind.
Nice, dust in the wind. I see what you did there. Very nice. They ran this overseas, right? And
yes,
that's
in
when
Europe. Yeah.
And that's when they added scenes.
Yeah, that's when they added theatrical scenes. I know some of the scenes that they added was like him talking to his wife, which further like enforced the idea that his whole story is the fact that he always backs down from every kind of situation where he's in a fight. The scene was okay, but
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to do there. They also added the part with the first person view of the car. Mm-hmm. Which I really liked, not because I like that scene in particular, because it kind of made me nauseous, but I liked it because it directly shows that it influenced Jaws.
Oh, yes.
Because of the opening scene of them doing first-person view of the shark.
That's right.
As it's traveling through. So when I saw that, that made me really giddy because I was like, look, it's the exact same thing he does for Jaws.
Yes. This is where it began.
Yeah. And I mean, this movie is just proto-Jaws.
It is.
Yeah. Which is really fun because he kind of started figuring out his craft with this, and then he was able to blow it up into a bigger scale with Jaws. I really like the use of the psycho music. He's a big Alfred Hitchcock fan.
Yes.
So he's two different versions, I think. One that was more classic at the end.
Yes.
And then another when the truck backs up into Dennis Weaver's car, it's more of like a choppy version.
Yes. Yeah. I caught it. I was like, oh. That's right. And that reminds me of a story that I read was he snuck on to, I think Alfred Hitchcock did a TV show or something. Mm-hmm. He snuck on to one of the sets and Alfred Hitchcock's like, get out of here.
What are you doing?
Because he's one of his idols. Can you imagine being in the same place, as Steven Spielberg?
Yeah,
I mean, that would be amazing.
I mean,
by the way, if you're listening and you want to come on our podcast, we would love it.
Yeah, absolutely. all the criticisms that I've said, those were just in jest. Please don't take them seriously. Amblin was a great film.
It's our absolute favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I don't know how much creative control he had over the movie. Mm-hmm. So, but it was a book and you can find it out there. It
was a story in this issue of Playboy.
That's right. Yeah.
Written by the same guy that did I Am Legend. So.
Oh yeah, you just told me that.
Yeah. So the weird thing is, this guy that directed Spielberg's first directorial debut in a film wrote Jaws 3D.
No way.
Yeah.
Not Jaws 3D. Oh my
Not the worst Jaws,
no.
but not a good Jaws. But yeah, I was doing some research because I saw Richard Matheson and I loved I Am Legends, and I read the book. The book is very good too. Very different than the Will Smith movie, and I saw it said that he wrote Jaws 3D, and I was like, what? Why? So that's a weird little kind of connected, not kind of connected thing.
And it's funny, I'm looking on your bookshelf and I see a Richard Matheson book. Is that your I Am Legend?
That is my I Am Legend, yes.
Because you kept saying his name and I'm like, look, it's over there.
Yeah.
Did he plan it? I don't know. Maybe. No. So my favorite scene on that, I know we said we weren't going to do this, but was the sunset where he's just sitting there. He's got nothing. And it kind of reminded me of that, the Inception with the top. You're like, okay, what's he going to do? Is he going to jump off? Is he going to go home? Is he going to go join the circus? What is he going to do now?
Yeah, is he going to be able to walk back?
Right.
Is that going to work?
It's funny that you mentioned the non-explosion because it was a tanker truck.
Yeah, that's
with
the thing
gas.
Too. It specifically said flammable
Yes.
on it in big bright letters. So when it didn't explode, I was very confused on how they were going to try to explain that one away.
I know. I enjoyed it because you don't ever see just something falling and landing without an explosion because it seems like everything explodes.
A couple other things that I noticed that they mostly used music whenever the chasing was happening.
Oh, yeah.
There was no music outside of that.
No, which was weird.
Yeah, which I think is another part of the isolation aspect of it.
For sure.
I did also notice that the camera really was shaky when it was on the truck and smooth when it's on the car.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't notice
I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but it really
bet
did.
it was.
It really built into that idea of that this wild, untamed force was the truck.
Yeah.
And then the car was more of a, normal, casual,
Yep.
just driving along kind of thing, no matter what was happening. So I don't know who their director of photography was for this movie, but or the cinematographer, but they did a really good job of just trying to convey this truck is massive and going to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about.
What?
I was going to talk about how we had our own Duel experience when I was in high school.
Oh.
Do you
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. So you had your permit, right?
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
learning to drive.
So we came off the freeway or the highway, whatever, in Oklahoma, and you stopped, right?
Yeah, it was a stop sign, and the road no one really drove through that road.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I'm going to turn, because the car that was way down there,
He was way down
after
there.
I turned, that car was not way down there
No.
anymore.
He was just right there. And I was like, oh my God, okay. And then he was like right up on us. And then we got to the stop sign, and then...
Yeah, so he got right up on us. Keep in mind, this is a 2-lane road. He passed us on this road, I think illegally, and to get in front of us, stopped at the stop sign, got out of his car, and walked over to verbally attack us over cutting him off.
Yes, he did.
And yelling at us to put down the window. And
And
well, no, I put down the window because I was afraid he was going to break.
I know.
Because I was afraid he was going to like bust through the window. 'Cause
Something.
I never seen that was probably the first experience I ever had of seeing somebody who just got irate over a small thing.
Getting cut off.
Yeah, and I was just learning how to drive, so we were just.
And I had told you to go because it looked like he was
He was way down there, and then he was just boom, there he was.
He's like, I can't believe you cut me off, and blah 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 blah, and we didn't do anything. We're just sitting there, and I think Brandon was in the back seat.
I'm pretty sure it was too. Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, sir, I'm so sorry. And I was like begging for our lives, basically. I'm so sorry. He's learning how to drive. I didn't realize how close you were. It's all my fault. Please don't. Just don't.
We're like, okay, we hear you. We hear you.
We're
like,
so sorry.
We're good. We regret it. We won't do that again. Don't worry. So nothing bad came out of it. I think who knows what else was happening in his life.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was such a reaction. But I was just watching this movie and I said, wait a minute.
Wow.
Did we have a duel?
We did. And nobody was around, Tyler.
Yeah,
Nobody
was around.
Wow, I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. So I remember just saying, I really want to mention that because it was not on the level of being hunted down like that, but man, did it feel like it at the time.
It was scary.
It was so much anxiety because you remember the anxiety of just learning how to drive.
Oh yeah.
Where everything, even something as small as a turn, you're just like, am I doing this right? Am I going to be okay? Just to have somebody who does all this, goes such a far distance just to tell you you're really trash at what you're doing right now, and you upset me, and you're just like, oh, okay, I guess it is. We'll never drive again.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yep.
I guess I'm just...
We'll just walk home.
Yeah, it's fine. It's cool. We'll just leave it right here, move on home.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it was scary. But once I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. He like calmed down. He's like, I don't know. I think it took the wind out of his sails, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean...
He was expecting a fight, I guess. I don't know.
He's like, oh, today's the day. He got in the car and he said, one thing, I'm just going to take one thing to set me off, and then I'm going to make hell pay. It's going to be hell to pay for whoever does that. And he's like, oh, okay, here we go. This is my moment, rubbing his hands together, all excited. He gets out of the car and he just sees, a 16-year-old kid at the wheel and his mother in the passenger seat, and we're both just like practically tears in our eyes.
Pretty much.
Please, sir, we're so sorry. We don't know what we're doing. We're just trying to make it in this world. And he's like, okay, yeah, just don't do it again, kids.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Who says film doesn't imitate life? Maybe Steven had it.
Yeah, maybe he had his own experience of cutting somebody off when he was learning how to drive, and he's like, wait, no, actually, no. I just saw this.
What?
The reason why Richard Matheson wrote it was because he cut somebody off in like 1963.
Oh, and that's right.
And that
was
inspired...
the day of Kennedy's assassination.
Yes, yeah. A trucker dangerously cuts him off on a California freeway is what inspired it. So yes, somebody did have their own being 16, getting cut off or cutting somebody off situation.
I guess we did enjoy that movie. I would watch it again. Yeah,
I genuinely did enjoy it. Like, I had a great time with it. And it was weird because I was watching this and I said, there's no way that George Miller could have seen this movie before he made Mad Max. But so many of the same techniques that I see in those movies are things that Spielberg used in this TV film.
Yeah.
So I know it's not possible, but to me, like, it feels like it's the progenitor for the Mad Max series.
So here's the question. If they remade it now, do you think it would have the same effect?
No, because they do it over the top.
You think so?
The thing I like about this one was that it was small.
Yeah.
It was always, yes, you were always in danger and that sense of isolation. It's like doing a movie in one room.
Oh,
where you have to get that sense of isolation correct. This time there'd be like, I don't know, animals in the way or like a helicopter involved somehow.
Yeah, you're right.
They would gloss it over too much and it would just lose the charm that it had.
That's true. Yeah, I liked it. So I could see why my parents would like it because it was very, very car motivated and very, yeah. So I know that's their jam. So.
Oh yes, big car people. So.
I think I may have seen a 1969 Firebird.
Probably
in one of the
yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Also, did you know you could get aspirin at a diner?
I mean, they got those weird machines in the bathroom sometimes. even to this day. So
yes, they do.
I guess anything is possible.
Yeah, she just brought it to him, and we forgot about the part where he thought it was the truck driver, and he went over there to confront him. And he hit the sandwich, remember?
Yeah, he's like, that guy hit my sandwich.
And we thought for sure it was the truck driver because he was walking out of there.
And then he just goes right towards the truck. I knew that they were doing that. I said, no, there's no way we'll ever see this guy.
But did you see the size of the truck that came out? It was like this little tiny thing. It was perfect.
It's on for all of you for judging this man. He can drive anything he wants. He can drive the 1971's version of a Prius if he wanted to.
Oh, a Prius, that would be funny.
No, I thought you were going to bring up the snake farm or whatever.
Oh yeah, the Snakeorama.
Snakeorama.
That poor lady.
I think my favorite line of the movie, honestly, is he's like, "That's a weird place for a phone booth." When he sees the phone booth just in the middle of the business, like he's like subconsciously like, why would this be out here? And we're all just like, because they're going to hit it. And then that's what happens. The truck takes out the phone booth.
Sure does.
Takes out these snakes.
Those poor snakes. And I'm not a huge fan of snakes. Indiana Jones.
Yes.
And snakes. Yeah. So, yeah. I wonder if he's afraid of snakes.
He probably watched this movie and cheered.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, at this point, that series is in 1969, so it's still not quite at the time where Duel would have come out.
No, it's not, but that's okay.
I think that's it. I think that's everything that I had noted. Yeah, it was a lot of sound stuff. I really liked the sound, which is really interesting because in the next movie we were talking about, I hated the sound.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the sound design was not good, but we'll talk about that next episode. So we're going to be doing personal rankings for these movies as we go along. Obviously, this being the first one, I think we know what ranking it would be first. So, but as we move on, we'll start adding them in one by one. So, and then that way we can have a final list when the UFO movie comes out.
Oh, yeah.
And to figure out where exactly would that place. And no, we won't have the same rankings. Everything's going to be different. So that's going to make it a little bit interesting. We might do, maybe a tier list at the end of the adventure.
Sounds good.
Yeah, because those just always look like a lot of fun. Yeah.
I enjoy it. Shout out to Cody Leach. I'd never seen a tier list before until you mentioned his podcast. So that's just awesome.
Yeah, I had heard about it and I was like, that seems dumb. That's a dumb concept.
I know.
And then I watched a couple of them and I was like, this is a lot of fun, actually.
Right?
I really like this. How could you do that? That's not beat here. And you get really into it. So, maybe who knows what's off in the distance. But I think that is it today. We're going to close the book on Steven Spielberg's shorts that he made growing up. A little bit more about his childhood and the immortal classic Duel. We'll just go ahead and say our farewells. The next episode will be Sugarland Express, his first feature film debut that did drop in theaters on purpose in 1974. So that one's going to be featuring Goldie Hawn and William Atherton. So I hope you're excited to look at that one. Make sure you go check out the movie so that way you know what we're talking about. If you are interested in getting to know us a little bit better, you can always find me on Letterboxd. If you like dumb 3-word reviews for movies, definitely go check out my Letterboxd. It is Birch94, Burch. So
Not the tree.
Not like the tree, no. So go ahead and check that out. I put a lot of dumb stuff on there. And I'm also, as I'm watching these movies for this podcast, I also am putting down my star rating and my little reviews on it. And now I feel like I'm inclined to say my Duel review. Let me see. I hope it's not really dumb. I mean, it's dumb, but not in the way you expect.
Okay.
So I give it a 4 out of 5. And the main character's name is David Mann. So I went for the classic Man versus Machine.
Yep.
With 2 N's.
I think we could all take a lesson from Spielberg, and if you can imagine it, you can do it.